Hello, welcome to Hitchhiking Stars YouTube channel. Checking cosmic weather, still on that vibe. So from last week to this week, we had Sun ingressing in Gemini, right? I think we talked about that in the previous video. So we're heading towards the new moon. I think this is one of the big, things of this week, of this weekly forecast. And we have a couple of ingressions as well that we're going to have a look. Now, I'm deeply immersed in writing up my dissertation. I mean, I wrote some bits. I'm getting a few more quotes. It's being a very interesting process, and I hope be supported by this shift of gears, with the sun entering Gemini from Taurus, from very central Taurus into Gemini. So to do all of that mercurial job of, analyzing it and so on and so forth. So here we have, those are the transits for today, 24th of May, 2022. We have Moon coming to conjoin Neptune today, so not yet, but it will be happening today. I think that does kind of represent some sort of mood, some sort of passing mood of a dreamier quality, as per, the Moon has that kind of reflection and resonance with like changes, habitual patterns, and etc. I think this is, like I said before, this is one of the reasons why I don't pay as much attention to lunar ingresses, because it's every 2 days and a half, we have a moon changing, shifting gears, changing to a next sign. So Mercury is still retrograde, has popped back into Taurus. I think that's happened yesterday. So it moved back from Gemini to Taurus, kind of revisiting some things of a Taurian quality. And as I mentioned in previous videos as well, that's going to kind of pick up on the full moon, the energy of that full moon that we had on last Monday, not yesterday, the Monday before. And we had that full moon eclipse at 25 degrees Scorpio. So the Mercury will retrograde up to 26 degrees Taurus. We're sort of heading towards that direction. Mars is also 29 Pisces. Now, this is one of the ingresses that I wanted to mention for this week. So this week, again, we have some gear shifting. I think we're shifting towards Aries energy. We've been shifting that stellium Pisces that we had earlier this year into Aries. And interestingly, Moon will also be in Aries. There's going to be a great emphasis in Aries energy from tomorrow. And it does kind of sustain or supports action taking. What is the action that you need to take around whatever was the things that you've been setting intentions around, the intentions for that Neptune-Jupiter conjunction, with Jupiter moving to Aries. Now Mars kind of joining that Jupiter, and it does enhances the potential for taking action. We do have a big stellium there in Aries, so Venus is also still in Aries there, sextile to Saturn, which is also happening today. So supporting action, I think, is one of the key words here, with the sun in Gemini as well, which is also an extroverted sign. It has to do with going out a little bit more, getting out of our shells a little bit more, and making things happen. So that Mars in Aries will be very close to Jupiter and will be conjoining Jupiter this week. So taking action on big ideas, big ideals that will be supporting our actions, or actions that will be supporting our big ideals. Something like that, actions that support the expansion of our horizons somehow, and action taking on our own as well, because it's Aries, it's like emphasizing individuality and emphasizing as well courage, taking courageous actions that will support expansion and growth. So this is Saturday. Mars will be very, very close to that Jupiter again. Actions around the Jupiter, and also, a little reminder here as well to be careful not to overdo things, because that Mars coming close to Jupiter could be also overdoing things. But also importantly, where is Aries in your chart? Where is Aries? Do you have planets in Aries? Because they will be overly emphasized around this, week, especially because we have so many things in Aries as well. So there we have Mercury at 26 degrees Taurus, which is the degree that, Mercury will be coming back to, which is very close to that full moon. So from Sunday onwards, we'll have already, and we will be close to that Mercury as well. The things that made us lose our heads. What were we visiting on that full moon eclipse? What became clear to us? What we were struggling with emotionally, and instinctually as well. And when we think about is Scorpio, so that's going to be having a bit of a potential for further understanding there, for analyzing it further, understanding it, in integrating it intellectually as well, or even like becoming more drawn towards communicating it for the people involved, or the situations that we went through, and the realizations that we had around those situations. And here we have the Mars Jupiter very close together at 3 degrees Aries. So 3 degrees Aries, where is that in your chart? Is that in the first house? Is that in the 10th house? And it'll be explaining which area of your life you'd be more compelled to take action, to, express yourself further. I do think that this is in the 5th house in my chart, for example, and it has a lot to do with creativity. Now, for me, it's all about the dissertation, because that's what I'm deeply immersed with. And it's an act of creation, isn't it? To write something, even though it's academic and it has to have a lot of academic, be sustained academically by other previous research, it's still an act of creativity, of like bringing them all together and coming up with a new, hopefully with a new argument there. So where is that Jupiter Mars? Sunday will be the peak of its conjunction, really. So an interesting day for exercising, for all of the, Aries type of things. And Jupiter reflection insights as well. It could be insights that come through physical activity. And I oftentimes, find myself exercising when I get stuck in my writing, or writer's block of some kind, and then I just dance a little bit, or practice a little bit of yoga, or go to the gym or something, and then I get the idea sort of moving again. So something of that flavor there that could be interesting. Now here we are, Monday, the 30th May 2022. That's the new moon. That's the chart for the new moon. Will be happening at 9 degrees Gemini. Now, what do you have at 9 degrees Gemini, and where is 9 degrees Gemini in your chart? This is bound to be reflecting a new beginning there. It's not too far from that new moon eclipse. It's like 30 degrees sort of far from that new moon eclipse in Taurus at 10 degrees Taurus. So it could be in the same house, it could be in the next house, depending on what house system you use. But really, Gemini is about ideas, isn't it? About ideas, about communicating ideas, about connecting with people, interconnecting people as well. But more importantly, see where that connects with your chart. Mercury will still be retrograde, but it will be very close to the degree of that full moon, like I said. So it could be, and is the ruler of that new moon, it could be about integrating a lot of the things that we came across during the eclipse season. So our desires, and where our desires take us, and our patterns around those desires and unconscious needs. So making the unconscious a little bit more conscious. We also have the Venus ingress, isn't it? That was the second ingress I wanted to say. And this is happening on Sunday. Between Saturday and Sunday, Venus will move into Taurus. So we're going to have Venus and Mars in its own sign. So they're going to be exalted there. They're going to be, under the spotlight there somehow. And again, it's the ruler of the North and the South node. So something interesting about that those, two ingressing there, sustaining, the relationship changes that we've been going through, and the communication of it as well. But, I feel that new moon, very important. Try to set some intentions there, intentions around communication and around taking action that you believe in with that Mars Jupiter, because that Mars Jupiter conjunction will be part of that signature of that new moon. So that's it for this week. I hope you have a wonderful, restful week. Remember, new moons are great for resting as well, although we have a lot of that Aries, it's like leisurely taking action, I suppose, leisurely doing exercises. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Again, send me comments, whatever you feel there, share about your process as well. I am coming up with some news, although my dissertation is taking up a lot of my focus and my energy. I am coming up with some news. My progressed ascendant has moved to Capricorn, and I really feel this urge to come up with new services, new ideas, new things. So let's keep in touch, and wishing you a wonderful new moon, a wonderful week, and talk soon.